Hello guys, my name is Uday. I'm the other guy in the channel obviously, but I don't be in the videos as often because summer is coming around and I've just been very busy with families and stuff. But I'm here today. I wanted to talk about this anime called Sankareya. You could obviously tell from the title. And I just really like this anime. Like I saw it recently and it just really like messed with me, right? So I liked it. And I wanted to talk about the MC first. Like the MC, he's a high school student. He's a high school freshman. His name is Chihiro Furuya, and he's just a very he's not the regular student. He's very obsessed with zombies, and basically his whole personality from him being a kid is about zombies. He was very obsessed with zombies, and the main thing about him is that he always wanted a zombie girlfriend. Like either before he dies, like he just wanted a zombie girlfriend to live with, right? And his family is also very nice. They're a typical shrine family. They clean and for the tourists and stuff. And he lives with his father, his little sister Mero, where she's an interesting character. She's like the smart sister that's like very practical and she knows everything that's happening, but she chooses to not do anything about it. She's a very funny character. She's very likable, right? So she's there, and they have a senile grandfather who somehow knows the way about the resurrection potion that we'll get to later, but he's always very senile. Like, don't get me wrong. So he lives with him, and they have a cat called Babu, and the Babu cat, we'll get to that later too. And the second female lead, the female lead, obviously, Sankareya is a very interesting character. She's more interesting than Furia in my opinion, but obviously the show's named after her. But basically the story with Sankareya is that she's the daughter of a very wealthy man and they live in a mansion, so she didn't grow up like a regular kid. And all she wanted to do was grow up like a regular kid, go to school, have friends, and just do stuff that regular kids do, right? And she lives with her father and her mother, her stepmother, stepmother. And basically the thing with her story is pretty sad, is her dad is very obsessed with her, not in a good way. He always thought of his daughter as like a very pure girl. And the thing he does with Sankareya is so weird. Like he takes a naked picture of her every birthday from her being born to her age when she's a freshman, so she's like around 14, 15ish, and he takes a picture every year on her birthday with her being naked. And obviously that's not what regular fathers do. And Sankareya noticed that as she grew up, and every time she tried to speak out about it, her dad forced all her friends out. I mean, she was allowed to have friends, but her friend is the one that told her that's not normal. And when he found out about that friend, he made their family move, he took their jobs and stuff. And yeah, basically it was bad. And she also goes to a school called Sanka Girls Academy. It's a very popular school in their town, right? And the dean of the school is her mom. So she's the school is basically named after her. So she's a very popular kid and she has to stay on top of her grades. And she basically has a very controlling lifestyle since she's the daughter of a very, very rich man. So there's that. And this is when the story gets interesting, right? So one day when the Furia's family is having dinner, Babu runs out the house and gets hit by a car and unfortunately passes away. And Furia and Mero are obviously very sad, like any normal people would be. And Furia goes to a library and finds a very interesting book, which it says, oh, this has the recipe to a resurrection potion. So he obviously is very excited because he loves zombies and he wants to try it on Babu because he misses Babu very much, right? And every time he tries to make the potion, he can't do it in his house, obviously. So he goes out to a forest, like a abandoned bowling alley in a forest. And he's doing his potion, this, that, all that. And he hears a sound coming from the well and he goes out to see it. and he sees Sankareya there, screaming into a well every night, saying how she just doesn't like her life, right? And one day, as the cycle continues, he goes out to see her like every other day, like usual. And when he's there is when Furia finds out about her secret, that her dad takes naked pictures of her. When she screams into the well like, "Oh father, I know like you love me and all, but you don't need to take naked pictures of me every day, every birthday, to commemorate my growth," which is not right. And obviously Furia is stunned by it, and he makes a lot of noise. He drops his soda can or something, and Sankareya sees him. Obviously, they both make eye contact, and they cut next scene into where he's making the potion. They're sitting there awkwardly, and Sankareya is like, "Oh, please don't tell anyone. I'll do anything. This, that." And Furia is obviously like very like concerned, because she doesn't know what's happening. Like, she's so defenseless, right? And they become friends, because that's Sankareya's first real friend after the girl that got kicked out because of her. And Sankareya is like, "Oh, let me help you make the potions. I want to help you. I want Babu to come back to life." And they both meet up every day. And after trying the potions for a while, they don't come up with the proper potion that works on Babu, right? So they go, and Sankareya runs out on the last day when they're about to give up, and she picks up hydrangea leaves, which is the main leaf that makes the resurrection potion. And it's also like the leaf on their family emblem, so it grows all around their garden. So she knows about it since she was a kid. And so they made the potion, and on the last night they gave it to Babu. It didn't work, but Sankareya stole a little bit of the potion for herself, just in case, because she was very fed up with her life, and that was supposed to be their last night together. So she was like, "Oh, I have nothing to live for, so maybe if I drink this I might just die." And she wants to be reborn as a new person, right? So what ends up happening is that Furia drops her back at her house at night, and her father catches on. He finds her, and in the morning she gets beat up, and the father is like, "Oh, you're not gonna go to school anymore. You're gonna be homeschooled, and none of this is gonna happen." And then she's like, "Okay, there's nothing I can do about it." And then she finds out that her father found Furia too, and he's trying to castrate him, which is crazy. And she gets super worried about Furia, that she starts running around trying to find him, obviously. And bro's like, Babu woke up in the morning out of nowhere, and he runs around. So Furia is skipping school, and he's finding Babu. They're running around, right? So they both meet in the same spot where Sankareya found the hydrangea leaves, and Babu's snacking on the leaves to because he stays alive. And Sankareya goes there as one last time to find Furia, because she couldn't find him. And Sankareya gets so Sankareya's father follows her to the hill, where he's very mad, and Babu's also there eating the hydrangea leaves. And when Sankareya goes to pick up Babu, the father is like, "Oh, you can't touch that. He's gonna impurify you." And he accidentally pushes Sankareya off the hill, and she falls and she dies, basically. But she already drank the potion, so she turns into a zombie. She wakes up and she's like, "Furia, you better promise to take care of me like you promised," right? And that's basically the plot of the story. Sankareya goes and lives with Furia for the rest of the anime, and her dad is trying to catch her and bring her back to life through doctors and other medication. And Sankareya goes to live with Furia in his family, where their parents take her in. And she's obviously a zombie, so her body is working like a zombie. She doesn't get hungry, she just needs to eat the hydrangea leaves. And she is very strong because her muscles don't have limits on them. So she can do basically what not any normal human being can do. And the way they show those scenes are very interesting, where they show her as a zombie and not as a human, and how she can do the stuff that other zombies can't, other humans can't, sorry. And she was the anime is really good. And we see the grandpa, he knows about the potion, we see that when he gets hit in the head. It's a funny scene. He gets hit in the head and he talks about the potion, and he was about to tell him how to make it last forever, but then he gets hit in his head again and goes senile again. It's so sad. They like edge us in the anime. Like, it's not good. And like literally, like that scene is so funny. Like, the anime is so good. And there's the second female character in the story. Her name is Saoji Ranko, and her nickname is Wanko. So she's the first cousin of Furia, and she had a crush on Furia from the start of the anime. And she sees Sankareya as a threat, right? So she wants to be with him, but obviously Furia likes Sankareya. So yeah, she's obviously jealous of Sankareya because the MC is obviously very attracted to the zombie girl. And we see like a short rivalry between her and Sankareya. And she also has a little backstory of how we see why she fell for Furia. And it's honestly like a very cool way to show the MC's past and her past, because they're like very close together, obviously. And Sankareya, through the days where they live together, obviously catches feelings for Furia. It's like a very, very cute little love story where they both don't confess to each other, but they both have something for each other. And the rivalry between Ranko and Sankareya is honestly very like normal, and it just looks very nice on the screen, right? And it's very interesting. And the story takes a dip where Sankareya is living with Furia, and the father's men find out, and Furia gets abducted into the mansion. And we see a brief scene where we see the past of Sankareya's father and the relationship between him and his wife, right? So Sankareya's mom is not the biological mother of Sankareya. She's a person that was a maid in the house that gradually made him fall for her. Not really, because Sankareya's mom is the one that her father was really in love with, but she had a illness that killed her, and he married the current mother just for her to be the mother of Sankareya, because she needed a mother figure. And the mother is obviously very jealous of Sankareya, since she also caught on to what was going on. All she wanted to be was a first option for Sankareya's dad, but it never happened. So she went into like a very desperate sort of stage where she even tried to make moves on Furia as he was locked up, and that was in vain too. That didn't work. And the scene after that is when we see her like very miserably posed up on the floor, and he gets taken to Sankareya's dad. And Sankareya's dad is basically saying, "Oh, can you really protect my daughter? Do you have the capabilities? Fight me in a sword duel and we'll find out." And as they're both fighting is when Sankareya breaks through and she saves Furia. And Furia gets stabbed and Sankareya is holding him. And when the father finds out how much Sankareya likes Furia, he says, "I'll leave my daughter in your hands, and you better take care of her like I would take care of her. And I'm going out." Like, he leaves Japan to find further medications and doctors to save Sankareya and make her back human, but he leaves her in Furia's control, where she can live with him and go to school with him like a normal girl. That's the whole plot of Sankareya. She always wanted to be a normal girl. She didn't get to live life as a normal girl because of her father and how he would make her have no friends, and any little thing that happened to her would be the other person's fault, and she could never live a normal life. And the story of Sankareya is how Furia gave her the opportunity to be a normal girl through her turning into a zombie, basically being born as a new person and living with Furia. And the anime ends pretty abruptly without a sign. I mean, they tease like little bits of season 2, but we never got a season 2 because the anime came out in 2012, right? And anime, this type of anime is very niche. There's like a zombie romance anime, which is very like not common at all if you really think about it. And I guess 2012 was a time where anime wasn't really getting as popular as other stuff, and is definitely not as popular as it is right now. And the art style, even though I really liked it because I like the older art style, I guess it's not as good as MAPPA or any of like the new like anime studios, right? So it seems normal that it didn't get enough recognition for it to get a second season, but that's probably why it ended so abruptly, right? So I don't really blame the studios or anything. And another thing is the anime had problems with that little bit of pacing problems where it had a lot of filler episodes. But the anime was so good that even though it's only 12 episodes and it had a few filler episodes, it still was such a good anime. Like the episodes that were good were really good. The relationships and connections between the characters are really good. And Sankarea's toxic family, like that was portrayed very well, where they genuinely made us hate her dad, and we wanted her to have a normal life where she lived in a normal family and her living a normal life as a normal student, right? And the anime was just very beautifully portrayed in my opinion. And Furia was just, he's just a weird kid that got his fantasies came true, which is very lucky for him. And their love story is very cute. It's so cute. It's like honestly a very good anime. When I watched it, me and obviously the dude that runs the other that made the other videos in the channel, we watched the whole thing in one sitting, and we both really liked it, and we thought the anime was really good and it was so unique. And the love story between Furia and Sankarea is so pure and is not normal. Like it's not normal by any sense. But even though it wasn't normal, it was very good and it was very nice. And it just left a lasting impression on the viewer, like as myself, obviously. And I really wanted to make a video on it. I just thought it was very good. It's turning out to be one of my favorite animes, like at least top 10. Because I don't know, I just have a thing for romance animes, and this is so different. But I just really like Sankarea as a character, and she really won me over in this anime. And I think you guys should really check it out. This is an anime that didn't get as much recognition as it should have, and it's just an awesome anime in my opinion. So you guys should check it out. And yeah, that's all for this video. See you guys on the next one. Leave a like, subscribe, and yeah, have a good day.